Almost every week, Tessa Worman and Abby Lanier make a 6-mile lap around Central Park. And when you put in those kinds of miles, eventually you run out of mindless chit-chat and real bonds begin to form.
I think that there's something about running that really breaks down your barriers. Yeah, you build relationships and they don't just stop when you're done running.
Still, you may have noticed there is something beyond friendship that holds these women together.
The tether rarely ever crosses my mind. It's just kind of an extension of me, and it's connecting me with Tessa.
Since the age of 4, Abby has been losing her vision.
I was born with a hereditary degenerative retina condition.
To Abby, her condition has never been more than a diagnosis. With her guide dog Alexa, she navigates the city like any New Yorker. Getting a little exercise is a different story. That is where Achilles International comes in. The nonprofit group pairs up disabled athletes with volunteers to run, walk, cycle, and swim, making the unlikely seem like the everyday. When did you meet Tessa?
I met Tessa through running and then getting really plugged in with our triathlon team. I think I'm just a go big or go home person. I like to be able to prove to myself that, hey, I accomplished that.
How many endurance races have you done? Tessa and Abby have conquered more than 30 combined as Achilles athletes.
When my friends at work are like, oh, this is great that you volunteer, it's so special. And I'm thinking, honestly, I get more from it than they do.
That's because beyond the medals and the personal records, these women share something more than running.
I was diagnosed in 2011 with breast cancer. And then a week later, I had a double mastectomy at age 26.
I was diagnosed on July 1st, 2013. At that point, they were 95% sure that it was Hodgkin's lymphoma.
When you say cancer, even to the toughest athletes, that diagnosis has the potential to stop everything. Everything, it turns out, but the heart and the courage to lace up and treat it like any challenge on the pavement.
You have that moment where you just sit there and you're like, oh my gosh, that wasn't a bad dream. And I put on my shoes and I went on a run. I think that there's something so empowering about running because it's really all you.
I decided that as soon as I was done with chemo and radiation, I was signing up for a race, and that was how I was going to celebrate being done with all of that mess.
Turns out, life after cancer can be just as difficult. Their relationship has helped them get through the ups and the downs of being a survivor.
It's a friendship and it's a bond, and it's pretty deep. She's willing to physically let me guide her through the water or on a bike or through a race, but I am willing to tell her about some crazy stuff.
They say whatever you do, do not pity them.
I wouldn't say that cancer necessarily changed me, and I probably would say the same thing about Abby. I think at the end of the day, Abby was a strong person.
I'm not just the black girl with cancer who runs. I'm more than that.
It's all about your attitude and having a little perspective that we're all pretty lucky. And that's the thing about Achilles. You just need the realization your life isn't that bad. And neither is theirs.